Welcome to Inside Our Minds podcast. I'm your moderator, Aaron Collier, and I'm joined weekly by two amazing co-hosts, Robbie McIntosh and Ashama Rucker. Robbie has autism and Ashama has Noonan syndrome, but that doesn't stop them from living life on their own terms. Every episode, we take you into the minds of Robbie and Ashama as they share their perspectives and experiences as adults who don't let their disabilities define them. Keep listening to be inspired.
Good morning and happy Monday. I'm Robbie McIntosh, your co-host, and I'm back, and I'm here with your other co-host,
Ashama Rucker,
and your moderator,
Aaron Collier. Let's go, baby. Man, we're so fired up to have you back, Robbie. We missed him so much last week. We wanted him to do the intro this week, and that was freaking awesome.
Heck
that
yeah.
was awesome. While we're on that topic, though, where were you? What'd you do? How was it? Was it fun?
Oh, it was pretty awesome. I actually did a lot of cool things. So I actually last week had the opportunity to visit my brother, my youngest brother, in Provo. He's actually getting ready to leave on a church mission trip in a few short months, and I felt prompted that before he does that, I should actually go out to Utah just to visit him. So that's what we did. We went to go to his choir rehearsal. I listened to him sing. We got to do all sorts of different things, visit his classes, see him, play the organ, and just, see his around campus. And I must say that being around campus really was a cool, neat experience. And I did that. I also visited friends that I've not seen for some time. I've been to my church meeting, which usually takes place out in Utah, which is a twice a year global event, and I got to visit family. So long story short, I was with family, going to church meetings and visiting my brothers.
Well, dude, we are so happy that you had a good time. Like, we are so happy. But I'll tell you what, the podcast room did not feel the same without you. We really, really missed you. So we are so happy you're back.
Yeah, and I will say, too, I was even listening to the podcast while I was in the car on my way to visit my great uncle, and I can't believe I was listening to the show, and when I heard you gave me a shout out, I said to myself, I can't believe I missed 1 week, or I've been a week without podcasting, but here I am.
But dude, that's the best part about the brand that you are building, right? The Inside Our Minds podcast that you built, Robbie, that you built, Ashama.
Yep.
Y'all built this for other people to have voices. And yes, you stepped out a week, but that gave Palmer a chance to come on the show and share his story, share his experience. We did an episode with Susan this week. Like, you built that brand, Robbie. You did that. So
right.
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
And isn't this cool?
Yeah, it's
Gosh,
very cool.
This is so cool.
It's very amazing.
We're blessed. We truly are. We're blessed.
Yeah.
So
Thank God.
yes, thank God. Ashama, how was your week?
Oh my God, my week was awesome. Basically on Sunday, I spent Easter with my family,
Mm-hmm.
and it was amazing. They had Easter egg hunt. I'm not about that, but
Wow.
I'm a full adult.
I'll do an Easter egg hunt. There's free
But-
candy in there.
But yeah, we had fun. We ate. Then I left. I came home, and I thought I was gonna walk my dog, but
Mhm.
the staff came and walked my dog for me.
Well,
So
that was
basically,
nice.
I didn't really have to do nothing. So and on Monday, I spent a day when I got back from the grocery store. I spent the day with my new peers, Tammy, and we watched a movie
Okay.
until it was time for the staff to come and see her, and then the rest of the day was really good.
What movie y'all watched?
So when I came in, she was watching the end of Sister Act 2,
Okay.
and then we watched Fat Albert.
Fat Albert.
Yes,
That's
we
a
watched-
childhood favorite of mine.
Yes, we sat and watched Fat Albert until it was till it went off, and then that's when I left and I went home, and I ate some lunch and I cooked and chilled.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Sounds like a great week. We all had a really, really good week.
Yeah,
I'm telling you one thing. I've felt really, really good this week. Really fantastic, really great. I mean, it's just been a blessed week, and that's kind of going to lead us into our topic today. And
Oh, you know one thing I forgot to say?
what's that?
I went to a baseball game.
Yes, you did.
I went to a baseball game, but guess what? I felt so bad because I went to a baseball game without a coat.
Well, oh yeah, I was gonna say it was freezing, so I appreciate you coming to my baseball game. And Robbie, next time that you're in town, so when you're in town and we play at home next, we're gonna get you in that game too. So
yeah, I was just thinking when I saw a text about that baseball game this past week, I said to myself, I totally wish I could be there.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I got you a guest pass, so whenever you come, you can get it for free. How about
Good-
that?
good
that's
deal.
That's
Yeah.
now you can save your money for Friday's hamburger.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sound
guess
good?
what? We did get in for free.
Yes, you
even
did.
though
Yes,
we
you
got
did.
in after 5.
That's the perks of knowing a coach,
Yep.
right? So, well, cool. All right, well, y'all ready to dive in?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, well, then it sounds like it is time to welcome you inside our minds.
Inside our minds, we will shine. They say we can't, we don't care. We write our own headline. Inside our minds, we will shine. We're goal set, goal get, and we always stay kind. Inside our minds, inside our minds, inside our minds. Welcome inside our minds.
All right, let's get into it. So, everybody always says they just want to be happy, but what does that actually mean? Is it money, success, relationships, or is it something way simpler than that we just don't pay attention to? Today, we're diving into what happiness really looks like and what actually makes us feel alive. We had such a good week, so I figured, you know what? We've been feeling all happy this week. Let's dive into happiness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all ready to dive on right in?
Yes.
Let's do it. All right. So, first question. Robbie, let's start with you. What actually makes us happy?
I think what makes us happy is just basically, enthusiasm. I mean, I get happy so much when I walk into the doors of my job, and I just feel really grateful for the kind and cool coworkers that I have in my job. And if you don't mind, there's one coworker in particular who's the most excited to see me. And I feel prompted to mention her name, Christine Shishadi, who's our membership director of the Manchester Wide. When she is at the front desk, which is pretty much every Thursday, she will say to me, Robbie, how are you? And all that. She's just really excited to see me. And when she greets me with enthusiasm, that's what makes me feel the most happy. But just being around people and talking to people and just having excitement and enthusiasm, like I had a bit of mix of happy or sad. Happy to be home, sad to leave Utah, but to focus on the happy part, I was just so happy. More importantly, not only for that to happen, but happy to not only be back at work, but happy to do this podcast. Because if I were always out in Utah, I wouldn't have had an opportunity to do this podcast ever. But always happy to do the podcast as well.
Well, we are happy to have you back. So that was a great answer.
Yeah.
Really, really good answer. Ashama, what actually makes us happy?
What makes us happy is we alive.
Yeah.
We got
Yes, 100%.
breathing in our lungs.
Yep.
We walking in success, and we're doing things that make us happy.
Yep.
Like being successful. That's
Mhm.
being happy. Being successful and being alive is being happy.
Yeah. How would you define success?
How do I find success?
Mm-hmm.
It's to keep doing what I'm doing and never to give up.
Yep, 100%. 100%. So just in terms of like individual success, right? Like you set a goal and
Yeah.
you get it, and then it's like, all right, I'm successful.
Yep.
And it don't have to be a very complicated goal, right? Like, you know what I
No.
mean? So like you said, just being able to breathe is a blessing in itself. So
Yep.
it's like, you know what, that makes us happy. And you know what, we're successful and we're getting things done and we're doing things right. So that's a good answer.
Yep.
Robbie,
Mhm.
second question. What does happiness actually look like to you?
Well, I mean, happiness looks like, of course you always have to think of things that make you happy. That's one thing I've learned over time. But I also think that basically what happiness means is when you're like super happy, you're super excited. And I mentioned a lot of it earlier, but when you're happy, what happiness really looks like is just when you feel, not only when you feel super excited, but also enthusiastic, meaning you have a lot of, like, for instance, when I was on my way home and I told my mom how I felt about coming home, she said, well, you know what? You have some exciting things to really look forward to. So I say that's truly what happiness brings. Although you may feel sad or down or depressed or at sometimes, you oftentimes will have a lot of exciting things to look forward to, like this podcast for one, like church meetings and stuff like that. Just so she said, look forward to exciting things. And the more you look forward to exciting things and exciting stuff, that's what happiness brings, and the more happy you will be.
Yes, 100%. Great answer. Ashama, what does happiness actually look like to you?
To me, happiness is when you hang around good people and they joke around and you sit up there and laugh.
Yep.
Like you laugh at their jokes or you laugh at the things that they do, things that they say. So basically to me is when you hanging around happy people that's excited about, just anything.
Yeah, no, 100%. I like that answer a lot. I really, really like that answer. All right. Question 3. Robbie, what's something you're genuinely grateful for right now?
Grateful. I'm glad I got to that point. I'm grateful for a lot of different things. I'm grateful for kind, loving, and friends, and more importantly, friends and family and coworkers, people who I associate with, people who I work with. But more importantly, as I hear many people say to at my day program, I'm grateful to, one of the things we pray to God about is I'm just grateful to see another day go by. Grateful as well for the times that we live in. It's an exciting time in the history of my life, but also grateful to see another day go by fast.
Yeah, another beautiful answer, Robbie. Ashama, what's something you're genuinely grateful for right now?
I'm grateful for being alive.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm also grateful for being in a wonderful program. The people that cares. I'm so grateful. I'm also grateful for me to be able to do things that I want to do, but not destructive, but just do things that I need to do and want to do in life. And I'm also thankful for God.
Yeah, well, you said you're grateful to be in a great program.
Yeah.
We're grateful that you are in this great program. So we're so grateful for both of y'all. Y'all are fantastic people. And now we get to podcast together.
Yeah.
That's cool, because that's the thing. If the program didn't bring us together, we wouldn't have this. You know what I mean? And,
basically.
And it's crazy.
Like, I'm also grateful for the staffs.
Yeah.
Because they're wonderful. And the program directors, because they didn't even have to let us into the program. But I'm just grateful that they allowed us to be in this program and to be able to do what we need to do and get the help that we need.
Yeah, 100%. So, Ashama, you are awesome. Robbie, question 4. What kind of moments make you feel the most alive?
That's a good question. Well, the moments that make me feel most alive, I'd say when there be exciting changes for one. Like for instance, this is the time when most people, like my church, for example, goes through a lot of changes and but to focus on what moments make me the most alive, I'd say not just through exciting changes, but if it's something exciting that I've been waiting for, if something exciting that I've been waiting for a long time hasn't happened yet, but was going to happen, and then if I ever found out about that, that's the most important part of my exciting moment of my life that makes me feel alive, is when something comes to pass that I never wished, but I'm glad to see happen that I wished for.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's a really, really good answer. Really, really good answer. Ashama, what kind of moments make you feel the most alive?
The moments that make me feel most alive, that I'm able to do things, like I'm able to cook, I'm able to clean, I'm able to go for a walk my dog, I'm able to go to the store, I'm able to go to the gym to play basketball, is that I'm able to do a lot of stuff that people think that I couldn't do, but I'm able to do a lot and to be able to stay alive.
That is a beautiful answer. You know what I mean? Because all those things, it's like, you know what? I can do this. I
Mhm.
can do this. And then you just get so proud of yourself, and it just makes you feel that like I'm alive. Like
Yep.
I'm alive. Look at me. I am crushing this life thing. And I usually don't answer, but I love this question. So I'm going to answer. But like kind of moments that make you feel most alive. It's very simple for me, right? Like we have such crazy weather. It might be 40 degrees one day and 80 the next day. But the moments that make me feel most alive are just when I'm outside in nature, 75 degrees, nice breeze, got some good country music going, good Christian music going. Just those are the moments for me, just nice and simple, that I always just feel the best. You know
Right.
what I mean? Nice
Yeah.
blue skies, beautiful trees, just those moments, just I love them.
And
I
the
love them.
birds singing.
Yes, dude, I could just live outside during those days. Like I love it so much. So, all right, last question. This is a really, really good one to end on. Robbie, what does a happy life look like to you long term?
Well, I mean, having a job for one. I
Mhm.
mean, I basically think that if I have, I would prefer to like have something to do 100% of the time, 365 days a year without having to be bored. So if like,
Yep.
for instance, in addition to day program, in addition to church classes, I think basically what a happy life would would have me do is just have a full-time job in addition to whatever job I have, because the more jobs I have, the less bored I am, and the less bored I am, if I'm not bored and if I'm doing something, if I have responsibilities or I'm busy enough to do something, that's what a happy life looks like for me. And of course, keeping a daily structured schedule without having to be bored is what definitely makes a happy life looks like for me.
Yeah, dude, I love that answer. I love that answer. And I think us humans, how we were made and how we work, I just think like we're not meant to just be cooped up inside around four walls all day. You know what I mean? So, like you
Right.
said, get out, do stuff, have structure. Like that means more than anyone realizes, right?
Mhm.
So, that's a really, really good answer. Ashama, what does a happy life look like to you long term?
Completing my assignment.
Yep.
Because we did come on this earth to do an assignment.
Mm-hmm.
So our assignment is to please God and do what the things that He wants us to do.
Yep.
So basically, like you said, get out, get some fresh air, ride a bike, talk to people, be nice.
Yeah.
Is this the things that we got to do?
Yeah.
Because that's what we on this earth to do,
Yeah.
to complete our assignment. And our assignment has to be completed.
And sometimes we don't always know our assignment either.
Exactly.
So sometimes it's just being nice to people, showing up, just being a decent person and getting our stuff done. And then maybe later on in life, maybe we're like, you know what? That's what I was supposed to do.
Exactly.
But sometimes you don't realize it right away. You know what I
Right,
mean? So
right.
I love that. I love that.
Only God knows
Yep.
what our assignment is, and He'll let us know
Yep.
what our assignment is.
Yes, ma'am. 100%. So, all right. Well, guys, that wraps up our question. That was short, sweet, and happy. Right?
Yes.
Short, sweet, and
Happy.
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 Let's go. Do y'all got any closing statements? Robbie, we'll start with you.
Well, I don't know how I could best put in my own words, but I talked before about what my senior class secretary says. There's one thing that I didn't say on this podcast, what was said at my graduation, that I think my senior class secretary said, and I've talked about her off and on about this podcast, but there was one thing that stuck out to me in her speeches. She said, think of things that make you happy. Now I kind of like that. So because we talk a lot about our family, we've talked before in our family, even before that graduation ever happened. It went back to what my dad said, is like, you need to be thinking of things that make you happy rather than things that just give you pleasure all the time, like just sitting in front of the TV, watching the TV. But yeah, I'd say, just my closing statement is simply this, think of stuff that makes you happy rather than make things that make you feel bored or stressed out or feel alone all the time. But just go out, just do something, have structure. Don't just wander around or sit in front of the computer or TV all day. Exercise, have a job, do all sorts of things that make you happy. And I promise you that if you do that, you'll live a much happier life.
Bingo. Great closing statement. Ashama, any closing statement for you?
My closing statement is be happy.
Yes.
If people can't love you for who you are, love yourself for who you are. Because it's better for you to be happy than to be sad.
Mm-hmm.
So be happy, be successful, love yourself, love on yourself. When somebody can't love you the way that you want to be loved, you can love on yourself. Like, just be happy, have a goal, what you're gonna do, and and just be happy. It's better for you to be happy than to be sad.
That is a beautiful closing statement, and I 100% agree. The key to a really, really good relationship, and I think people get this wrong, but the key to a really good relationship is loving yourself first.
Yep.
Right? You need to get to that point where you're okay with being by yourself. You're okay with being happy by yourself.
Yep.
So then when you get with somebody, you love yourself so much that you understand your worth.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because if you get with somebody and let's say you don't understand your worth or you don't necessarily love yourself,
right,
then you might let that person kind of dictate some things, right?
Yeah, because I had to learn that.
Yeah,
and I had to learn that a long time ago when I was young. And so now, by me being the age I am now, I love myself. I love what I do.
Yes, 100%.
So,
What did we say last week? There was winners and what?
Winners and learners.
And that's not just with like sports or games. That's with life
that's
moments,
with life,
right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're going to come out of situations where it's like, you know what? I won that situation. I completed that.
Yep.
There's other times you might feel a little bit defeated, but guess what? You learn. You learn from those moments, right?
Yeah. Like you got to learn from your mistakes.
Yep.
So learn from yourself what you need to be happy about. And so when you go out there, that you'll have somebody that love you because you love you for yourself.
Yes.
And now you got somebody that love you because you love you for yourself. Yes,
100%. And I'll go now. I think we all had a really, really good, happy week. And we were just sitting there trying to plan the podcast. And I was like, you know what? Happy. We're all happy. It's been such a good week. So let's talk about happiness. And I think this episode went really, really well. And I had a really, really good time.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm for our listeners, stay happy, stay blessed. And we're so grateful for y'all. We're at 165 5-star reviews.
Yes.
Let's go.
Hey.
We've gotten a lot of support. We have a lot of listeners, and we're just grateful and blessed. And like I mentioned earlier, yes, we missed Robbie so much last week, but the fact we were able to do an episode with Susan, with Palmer, like that's the brand that Robbie and Ashama are building, right? Like they're giving a platform to Palmer, to Susan, to Thomas, who just submitted stories. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just guys all across the world, right? Like y'all are building that platform.
Yeah, so
right?
we wanted to build it because we want everybody to know that it's not about just autism. It's not about just Newman syndrome. It's about everybody that has a disability, and we wanted to share it with everybody that has a disability so they know what to do, how to, handle it, and even if with their parents also. So we wanted to give up that opportunity to share our stories just to help people so they can feel good about themselves. Because, some people, they don't feel good about themselves because they got disabilities.
Yeah.
And so we want them to feel good about themselves. If I feel good about myself and Robbie feels good about himself, we want everybody else to feel good about themselves, even if they have a disability or not.
Hey, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. This platform, this podcast, it's a lot of work.
Yes.
It is a lot of work. The planning, the editing, even showing up, recording. Like, I mean, that's the fun part. But I mean, there's so much that goes into it.
Yeah.
If we can just help one person, then it's all worth it, right?
Yep.
And I think that y'all are helping more than just one person.
Yeah,
so I'm super proud of you. So guys, that wraps up our show. We are so fired up. We are so excited, and we're so happy.
Yes.
So
happy.
With everybody from inside our minds, we hope you
have a great week.
Have a great week.
Inside our minds, we will shine. They say we can't, we don't care. We write our own headline. Inside our minds, we will shine. We're goal set, goal get, and we always stay kind. Inside our minds, inside our minds, inside our minds. Welcome inside our minds.